The men of Stirland have weakened since they lost Wertbad and Flensburg to our devastating undead offensive. The vampire wars have once again been rekindled, and the lands of men are reminded of why they should fear the lands of Sylvania. These new Karsteins have replaced the legends and fears about Manfred and even Vlad von Karstein. Lydia and Conrad are the only ones who preoccupy the planning rooms of the Empire. Now for our one goal, to conquer Altdorf. The Count has really expended himself far too much. His lines are stretched thin. His people are mourning the losses of their families. Now it is time to finally end it all. I mean, sure, vampires do like to play with their food, but it's getting ridiculous as of right now. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go after one more town. We're currently building up many things, and we're gonna be just okay. Now we've got another army over here that needs to be changed up a little bit. I might keep a few fell bats, sure. How close are we? Very. In one turn, we'll be there. If they want to try to fight back, let them. Can they do it? Hopefully they can. Are they going to do it? Probably not. Now while I'm here, I'm going to wait until I can get some Sylvanian archers. Yeah, there we go. There's 2 of them. I like that a lot. Then we'll come over here and grab some Sylvanian crossbowmen. I do want to use more human units as we go along. I think that'll be fun, and it'll indicate that we have a new empire growing here of not just bodies, but living bodies too. Now, over in eastern Sylvania, what do we have? We've got some buildings being built up, which is great, but we need more. I'm going to save up what little I do have, and then we'll expand later on. We did finally break down that dwarf hold of Zhufbar. Now over here, we're going to take out some more humans, then we might spend a few turns building up. Later, I'll probably go after Averheim. It really depends on who they're allying. If they're not allied to anyone important, then I can push on them, then take over more lands. I want to build a new heartland. That is my goal right now. We're close now. Okay, good. Now leveled up. I'm going to give her Banshee Countess later on, but for now, I want to pick up Terrifying Being. Look at that. It reduces the enemy's speed by a very large amount, and she's able to reduce their leadership by 8. They're in trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. Yes. Let's come over here and say hello. Oh, that's way too weak of an army. I have spent far too much time here. You're done, Stirland. You are dismissed from the vampiric court, alright? Be gone. Time to occupy. There we go. Now, let's have a look over here at Conrad. Okay, Conrad, I'm going to give you Red Fury. It's going to replace his previous ability, Bloodlust. It's a better form of that. Now, Frederick, I'm going to give you, I suppose, Van Hell's Dance Macabre. I mean, you've got the name. You should have it. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. We got quite a few things over here. We've got a new trait. We've got some other nice things like a destroyed Stirland. So now we get to rest up for a period of time. I don't have to go through every single event that happened. You saw what happened. Now, a mausoleum. That is tier 2. I would like to build that elsewhere. I'm going to build this elsewhere later on. But for now, I could, I suppose, build it now, destroy it, then move it over to Waldenhof. The reason why I don't want to destroy it now or even wait one turn is because it will take me too long to get new units. But if I do wait, then I suppose it would be better for the long term. See, I just reasoned myself out of that. Now, while we are here, I would like to pick up another building. It would unlock a White King and also Black Knights too, which sounds to be pretty nice to me. Now, for what else we need, I'm going to have to wait and see. I would like some more tier 4 buildings, but we can't quite reach them yet, so we're going to have to wait. Now, back over here, we've got a fort. I'm going to upgrade it to tier 2. Very good. Now, Albrecht, I'm going to put a point over into Raise Dead. I like that ability a lot. We're going to use it. Then I'm going to increase corruption. Alright, no matter what we do, we need to increase more corruption everywhere we go. But thankfully, if you have a look right now, we have 4 completed provinces, which is quite nice. In time, we'll have more patrols. Then I'll be able to easily move on without having to worry nearly as much. So we should probably think about who we want to conquer next. And to me, Averland would be a good target. They're rank 4. I'm rank 2. So they've got some power. They're fighting what? The Skaven right now. They do have Karag Dromar. They're trading with only 2 factions, and they're allied to dwarves. So now we need to get ready for a new war. The Mad Count needs to be put down. Who's crazier? Conrad or Marius? I have no idea, but Conrad doesn't talk to a horse, okay? Even the undead have spent some time working on their own economic development. They do have humans who are put to work, They also have constructs that need to be built. Instead of warring the entire time, they have now developed their towns to be something more extensive, something more interesting for us to use for our future war machine. We should be ready for future campaigns where we can conquer our enemies and bring them to their knees. Our lands are relatively stable. We have ripped out the heartland of the Empire, and in time it shall be corrupted, which is great. That's good news for all of us here. Now it's time for Jean Defrays and Lydia to move on. Right over here we've got Jean. Jean has 2 groups of Graveguard. We've got a further 2 groups, but they have halberds. That'll be great for taking down large enemies like horsemen. Then over here, we've got 3 groups of Skeleton Reapers. They have very good armor-piercing damage. We've got our Skeleton Dwarfs, again, more armor-piercing damage. We've also got 3 groups of Sylvanian Archers. In time, I might even get more. And I've got 1 group of Crossbowmen. Now, they have better range, but their damage goes down quite a bit. And also 2 groups of Crypt Horrors. Alright, now, over here, we've got Averland. Averland came over here to take out the Skaven that they were fighting. But now it's my turn to take over again. They've got more corruption, look at that. They're more powerful than I am altogether. Let them be so. Okay, now we're gonna wait here after building up 2 siege towers, or 2 groups of them, 2 pairs of them, and a battering ram. Then, let's see, Lydia, it's your turn, right? It is. We could come over here to Cragmere. Let's do it right now. Let's get rid of everything they have close to my capital. They have lurked a little bit too close to my own heart. Now, that's an easy one, so we can easily take it. I could burn it down, sure. I'm going to hold on to it for right now. I want more corruption out over here. I don't want greenskins or whoever else taking over at the moment. Now, while we are here, what else can we take? We could get more public order. We could get more food, more growth. There's a lot of things I want. Thankfully, we're able to get a lot more corruption. Now, let's see. I could get more Blood Knights. I'll get that later. For now, I'm going to use a Right of Dominance after I build a few more buildings. Lydia is rank 17. I'm going to give her now that Bloody Stone Tablet of Lamia. More campaign movement. Let's see, a bonus when fighting infantry, more melee defense, all of that good stuff. I did give her over here the Heir of von Karstein. She's only able to pick 1, so I picked that one. She gets 1 Volley of Sylvania, she gets a Vortex spell, Storm of the Night, and many additions to her buffs, which is great. I like that, I love that. So we'll take that. Done. Alright. Now, for now, she's rank 17. We don't have our dragon yet. We do have a Legion of Souls. Look at that. Strider for the whole army and more physical resistance. Wow. That is a lot. We're going to have fun, I think. The Dark Kitchen. We could use some walls over there. Hopefully we can build it in time. Now, I could have waited. I could have waited and built more things. But I'm going to have to wait on that. It'll take time for me to get there. So we'll see in a bit. Now, when it comes to what else I want to build here, I'll probably need to wait until tier 4. I don't have too much to build at the moment. But now we need to end our turn and move on to the west. I'll let Lydia take care of that. Then, Jean will go after Zhufbar. A mission failed. Oh well, I don't really need that anyway. Look at that. They came after one of my patrols. Where'd you go, my friend? Alright, they'll have to replenish. Now, he could have been assassinated. That's true. That could have happened, which is a big deal. And if it did happen, there goes my entire patrol because we've got a necromancer in charge. Now, Lydia, I want you to come over here to Karag Dromar. We want to stay close to wherever we can go. Wait, what happened over here? I have no idea. Ruins again? Are you okay? Are you gonna make it? Maybe not. Alright, word's bad. What am I gonna put over here? Well, I could upgrade it. That would allow me to get more archers in time. Let's see. Our public order is actually doing okay in many different locations. Let's see, more corruption. Yeah, I'll take that. Now, what about you? Are you ready? Can we go fight? It won't be an easy one. You think it might be, but if you remember, those walls are pretty brutal. So we're going to try it. We're going to send the bodies in and see if we can take down a level 20 legendary lord. He's got great swords. He's got huntsmen, 24 missile strength. He's got over here some freelances too. And, well, we're just going to have to try.
The dwarf hold of Zhufbar is right over here. Can we take it over? I do believe that we can. It'll take some time, it'll take some work, but we can grind them down to the bone. As you can tell, we know all about bones here. The Crypt Horrors and their smaller friends over here. the skeletal dwarves, they're going to be heading out the rear. As we go along, as time goes on, we'll continue to march forward and finally advance into the main hold. I've got my siege towers moving up there on their own. They're going to take over what they can. Now you see 4, but you're about to see 3 in just a little while. On the left and right hand side of our corridor leading into the main entryway here, you've got beautiful ornate tapestries related to the dwarf leaders of the hold. Now, there it goes. It vanished. Sorcery, I know. But there they are. What a sight to behold. But there's nary a dwarf here. All humans. Well, I can't say that. We do have some dwarves here. They're just kind of thin now. They've been dieting a lot, you know. Not as much beer. We've got our Sylvanian levies. Our only humans that we have on our side. I feel like they should become a mainstay of Sylvania, because humans do fight for Sylvania, and they live there too. We've also got a potential rival to Conrad, Jean de Fraise, and of course our master necromancer Albrecht. Now, our 3 surviving siege towers, they're going over to the wall. While that's happening, my battering ram will come over to the left gate, right over there. You're going to see lights brighten and dim in here because we do have shrooms. They glow. Now, back over into the fight. My grave guard are hitting them on the wall. You'll be seeing me using, you know, a good invocation of Nehek. That way I can keep them going. But at the moment, they're tearing right through a bunch of ranged units. And those artillery pieces seem to be doing damage to them as well. They're fairly violent. They're pretty good at what they do, I think. Now, back down we go. We've got zombies close by. They're going to be taking up any shots that are aimed towards us. They're good fodder for that reason. They take a long time to whittle down. They're just annoying. It's like that smothering friend you might have. You're trying to get somewhere and they're like, hey, what if I debilitate you? What if I distract you? Make your day a little bit longer than it should be. And here we go. The crossbows, they're dying right now. They're falling. I've got my halberds up here too. They're really only good for taking down larger creatures. I wouldn't advise using them unless you wanted to hunt down horsemen, but they're also very slow too, so that can be very tough. So I suppose they're very good for taking down monstrous infantry more than even horsemen. Over here, we've got our invocation of Nehek. Nehekara, that is. And that's working out to regenerate some of my grave guard. We're easily cutting down these men. Then again, we've got our battering ram right over here, where that's going to break down that gate. Then we can move inside and kill more people. They've got a lot of units. They did open the gate briefly, just to annoy me. A very annoying thing that they love to do, to just open up that gate. I've got some range units close by. They're moving in too. We can see where the battle's continuing to unfold. If you've not seen the city, let me show it to you now while we have a brief break. Look at that. Reminds me of Ironforge. If you were walking through here, and you saw a crazy guy who likes to talk to his mount, the Mad Count, Marius Lightdwarf. I haven't played him in a very long time. I was actually thinking about what I'm going to do for Total War before Warhammer 3. And, of course, you can give your input as well. There's another invocation of Nehek. I'm thinking about playing a bunch of custom characters that I want to play. I have a lot of fun playing custom characters because usually their challenges are not always entirely balanced. When it comes to what's put into the base game itself, they're often fairly well balanced, or they're put into strange positions that aren't very interesting. Usually for me, that's what happens. It's either balanced or not very interesting, but with a custom character, usually there's unique challenges I need to overcome or advantages I might have, and I like that a lot. It allows me to think for myself and to really deep dive into how I'm going to do well. Now, my next character I might play will actually potentially be a Dark Elf, especially because of our population mechanic, which should function a little bit better in the future. I've got a lot of custom units here right now for the Undead. but we also have the undead too, so I'm not really starving for bodies. Anyway, I'm thinking about Talaris Dreadbringer, and here's a spirit host right over here. I wanted to bring them up from behind, that way we could freak out our foes. I've got my Reapers moving in now, but he's a Dark Elf who begins on Ulthuan, and I've heard that campaign is very hard. It also gives us an incredible and difficult short-term goal to take over Ulthuan, and I think that might be quite a bit of fun. It actually reminds me of a modification I played back in the day for Medieval 2. It was a mod that was only based on the Sundering, and I do believe it was called the Sundering, and it was about the High Elf Civil War where the Dark Elves were formed, and Malekith led his people against his own. And that was actually a lot of fun. You had regional units for every High Elf faction, so you had different ways to fight. I mean, there's a lot you can do to flesh things out to provide a different experience. It's really the same thing for the Empire. It's also why I feel like what we need more than anything, and you can tell me if you back me up on this or not. You don't have to. But there's another invocation as we continue to fight. But I believe that we should have our banner carriers. I believe we should have banners for everyone. If it's the Empire, drummers, whatever they use, whatever they need to fill out those ranks, we need them. And I do miss our old officers, which mods have added back in. Officers in groups where they're a little bit sturdier than the rest, and they also stand out. It just provides that feeling that we are truly a military force, and I like that a lot. Like over here, there's one standard. He's trying to fight. He's surrounded right now. He's not going to be here for much longer, but he's here fighting. And so what are we doing at the moment? Right now, I've got Jean de Fraise at 61 kills, slowly cutting through a swath of humans at the moment. Oh, and it's a beautiful sight. Now, we did have a miscast over here. It's a major explosion that happens from a mod that provides miscasting, and it's very cool. So our debuff, when it happens to us, is Surge Struck. Cannot run a bunch of debuffs, so we can easily get melted away. It's very, very dangerous. It can also impact your foes too. I did bring in a spirit host down over here as well. So it's been a cinematic battle in terms of visuals. When it comes to my commentary, I've been talking about a few other topics, but it's my way of getting to connect with all of you. Just trying to share a few of my thoughts about what I think about various topics. So I hope you don't mind that at all. And I'm also curious as to what many of you think. I really enjoy well thought out, structured ideas, and I do read them. If you've ever joined me on stream, and if you've not, you probably should. Because I chat with everyone in chat. I know, a novel concept, but I really do take the time to try to respond to every single comment that is addressed towards me because I enjoy it. I enjoy getting to know many of you. It's a very unique situation to be in, to just be able to have conversations with people from all walks of life in different parts of the world, and so I like to take advantage of that. That novelty hasn't been lost on me yet, maybe in 10 years. Now over here, what do we have? We've got some freelances who are stuck here. I've got some skeleton reapers who are slowly cutting right through them. Now I brought in my archers, and look at what I've done. They're staggered in 3 groups. That way they can continue to offer many different volleys over here. Now the cool part is they've got an officer who's got a flintlock pistol. Isn't that cool? It stands out. It's very cool. I wonder if they have like different stats than the rest of the unit. I need to ask someone who knows because I have no idea. So over here, Jean de Fraise is continuing to fight, and see what's happening. They're going down on this ramp and it's not going well for them. They're just dropping. What a spectacle to witness, to behold. And over here, things are getting a little bit more deadly. We were fighting some very nasty units like great swords. Great swords are always a pain. 30 kills over there. We're slowly getting them. But they've also got some range units, and those are really the ones that are able to punish me. Like over here, 54 taken down by the huntsman. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to slowly cut on through. We come back over here. We see that they're bringing down a few more units over here. Meanwhile, I'm very low on arrows, but that's okay. There we go, Jean de Fraise. Continuing to offer up some manner of resistance. I'm kidding. Not some manner. The only resistance here that truly matters is from Jean de Fraise. A very mighty, mighty man. Well, undead man. He's got the shape of a man, okay? So over here, I've also got my Crypt Horrors who are still waiting to move in. My only issue with Crypt Horrors, and I think they're very interesting, is that they lack melee attack. I need more ways to buff them up, definitely. I suppose I could get a Strigoi Ghoul King to help them out, but if they had like 50 melee attack, I would feel a lot better. Because their melee defense is so low, I feel like I don't get to fully utilize their offensive capability. For Graveguard over here, they've got 29, but 39 melee defense, and that makes a big difference. And it's 30 less when it comes to weapon strength, but at least they're surviving for longer periods of time. And of course, they have more armor too. Look at that. 92 for the halberds alone. They don't even have shields. Huntsmen over here are moving up. I don't know why they're moving up, but they've made a choice today to be butchered. And I'm okay with that. Now, I've got my crossbows over here. My crossbows, my Sylvanian crossbowmen, were able to get 75 kills. They have 5 volleys left. Do you call that a volley from crossbows? I know it's from arrows. Let loose your arrows and whatnot. But I'm wondering about crossbows when it comes to commands. And of course, fire would apply to gunpowder. I would love to hear that from some of you. I'm actually very curious about that right now. If I remember and have time, which those two things don't usually come together, I'll go look it up, but I'm very curious about that. Please make sure you're passing on factual information, because I will double check. I'm that type of guy. Are you sure? Let me have a little look around here. But here's Marius. It'll take time to beat him, but that's okay. Once we defeat his army, none of it really matters. It's just fast forwarding at that point to finally get rid of him. But look at what we've done. It was a grinding battle, but we won it. We did it together. It took us time. We're now overwhelming what's left of their defenses over here. They had many, many defenses, and now the dwarfs are moving in. I've sent in every wave. What was cool and what I like about this battle is that I was able to send in waves. And so we've had a much more interesting battle than any standard siege battle that we normally have. And I do appreciate that a lot. Zombies are fighting. We've got skeletal dwarfs here. So many different units. And that's what we're able to witness today. It's an interesting spectacle. An awesome affair. So over here is where I've got my Reapers who have 50 kills. They've taken some damage. I'm going to bring in the Crypt Horrors right now. It's still a tough group to deal with. We still have a pocket left over here. We've got Spearmen. If I had my archers up, it would be okay. The Vampire Lord has 177 kills, 178 now. The Crypt Horrors have now moved in to kill them. Woe be to thee. There will be no hope for you tomorrow. And now we've overwhelmed what's left of their infantry. There's a miscast over here. I keep missing them. But they're all fleeing now, and we have won the battle. That's it for the race of men in the hold of Zhufbar.
That was a brutal one, but we did it. I mean, that was always going to be a grinder, but wow. Talk about a fight. Now I'm going to occupy for once because I feel like I should. Now, Jean has gained frenzy. He's already very powerful. I would like to say that he could be friends with Conrad if Conrad wouldn't stop, you know, eating all of his cattle. Alright, now, let's see here. What are we going to do for him? More magic? I did double up on using Invocation of Nahek. Yeah, we'll take that. It only restores a few hit points, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. Now, Albrecht, what do you have and what do you need? Master of the Dead. I did bring in a lot of zombies. It's a great way to keep your foes busy, and I love doing that. If you ever watch me play the undead or the vampire counts, I like to summon undead minions. I can't help it. It's a freaking habit. Actually, it might be an addiction. I need help. I need therapy for my need for summoning up the undead. But then again, if I'm already a vampire count, I might need a few other things solved too, like, you know, being undead. Or maybe I don't see that as an issue. No, I'm okay with being undead now. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with it. I think it's pretty great. I never have to go to the doctor. Alright, Lydia. You're over here chilling out. We're gonna end our turn now. Would you like to be undead in Warhammer Fantasy? Do you think that would be a good deal? I suppose if you're top of the food chain, and that food chain, well, it's pretty vast, really. And if you're at the tip top, there's not too many of you. And while we're busy fighting Averland, the border princes have come to the Dark Kitchen once again. I'm telling you, if I had known that the Moot would become such a hotbed of activity, I would have focused more defenses here. It's been incredible to see what they've been doing. So we are going to potentially lose some territory, or maybe they'll sack it and leave, I have no idea. But we're coming after them now. Now they're in trouble. The dwarfs aren't down there to help them out. They've made a very foolish choice here. So let's see what we can do when fighting them. Now we could go after the border princes and spend a lot of time down there, or I'm wondering if we're going to stick one army at the border where we can guard our own territory and keep them away. I haven't decided yet. The Moot is not able to properly produce a provincial patrol, otherwise that would be their own safeguard. But if we take Averland, we take all of it, and we corrupt it, we would have another patrol, which might be a bit of a help. But we'll see in time. But so far, these men are holding strong, as they are meant to do. Well, he made a really weird and dumb choice. Okay, Lydia, let's get rid of him. Bye-bye now. See you later. Now, I could rush and probably attack a few more people and clean up the lands around me. I do want to get Averheim. Oh, look at that. It's in human land. I might lose a few undead. Oh well, not a big deal to me. He's gone. There. You know what? Just murder them. Do what you need to. Armor of silvered steel. Not bad. Let's move back over into our territory now. We'll get more replenishment. We'll go after Averheim later. And right now, what do we have? For Conrad, I'm going to give him quick blood for one. Over here is Frederick Van Hel. I'm going to give him... Oh, a zombie dragon? Well, alright then. Take that zombie dragon. Then, take a new blade in addition to more armor. That's going to make him rather powerful in battle. Now, there we go. We've got some new followers. What else do we have? Let's continue to see. Jean? What are you doing, Jean? Well, Jean's over here. I want him to go to Cragmere because eventually I do want to take Dromar. I think that'll be a pretty decent location to have. I might need to spend some more time developing my lands. I've been spending a lot of time doing it already, but I want to do more of that in order to fully solidify my control on everything I've conquered so far. Because once I do that, I can move into nearly any part of the empire down over here. Maybe not up here. Yeah, they might be a touch more difficult, but we'll see in time. Oh, hold on. Awaken, tier 2. All right, +5 to public order. I'll take that right now. I'm going to have a lot more peace in my territory. Now people are a little bit happier, whether they know it or not. That's really powerful. Oh, we're doing better than ever before. I've got a lot of ghouls, ghosts, vampires, and corpses too. Happy day. Keep on moving, John. And over here, we've got Lydia again going after Averheim. Oh, hold on, you're rank 18. Now, if I give you that, we'll be immune to untainted attrition. That grimoire is rather important. Conrad gave Nell an ancient grimoire hailing from Hikara. For some legends told his grimoire could draw the light from the sky forever. Really? Every other bonus over there is fine and great, but being immune to that attrition is ideal. Now I can really do whatever I want. Let's come over here to Averheim. Oh, hello there. Now, there are greenskins here, but I've been too tepid, too timid. Instead, I'm going to commit to warring and destroying everything. It's time to unleash the undead tide. That's what we're going to do. Let's have a look over here. Rank 18. Interesting. Bestial monstrosity. No, get your zombie dragon first. My army is about to be ready for even a chaos invasion. We've trained up. We're now there. Here, take more armor, Conrad, if you really need it. Conrad is a really cool character. Here we go. The copy of the Arcanus Caden. More vampiric corruption. It helps out Arcane Conduit. Your miscast chance goes down. Other vampires like us more, and so does Arcan the Black. Well, good. That's really good. Now, what else do we have over here? Alright, Jean will have to wait to go after that area. Dromar. And the Dark Kitchen, I'm going to upgrade that now. And I think we're good for the moment. I could get more public order, that's true. Actually, we'll do that right now. Let's do it. Done. There's my right. It has been initiated, and now we can end our turn again. Averheim is doing alright. Yeah, get more corruption. We do not need a barrow. Not that, not there. Oh, and by the way, I want every dwarf dead. Make it happen. Well, look who came to visit. We've got over here Gashnag. But we've also got Rotgut. I could get a new trade easily by taking him out. Evidently his army was defeated by Gashnag. Maybe the border princes are on the up and up, I have no idea. But let's go after them right now and get a new trait. I wonder what I'm going to gain. It'll be physical because we did take down a physical orc. There we go, 30 more armor piercing damage. Nice, okay. And we have a zombie dragon, so we're going to deal a lot of damage. I'll give her bestial monstrosity for even more hit points. We probably won't need it, but we'll have it anyway. I'm ready to take on anyone. Chaos armies, Skaven armies, whomever. Okay, Van Hel. For you, I'm going to give you Call of Progenitor. Take that. Now we've got a zombie witch hunter. Oh, that's mean. Then over here for you, a spectral dragon for Whispering Nell. How cool. This dragon was with Nell when she was a living vampire. Emmanuel von Tempelhof. Really? That's really cool. Now we can go after Gashnag. Oh, I was hoping for a full army though. Darn. You know what? I'll hold it. It belongs to me now. I'm going to rebuild it. Don't worry about it. Over here, I'm going to build up a ghost fence. Then over here, for Jean, we're going to move on to Krog Dramar. We've got to slow down in battles, but that's okay because eventually we're going to fight someone who's going to have a lot more to offer. Just not yet. I'm going to occupy it. Keep in mind, my goal is to destroy the Empire, or at least the Emperor. So we'll get that far. And we've got some way to go. I mean, I could head there now, but again, I'm surrounded by hostile powers and I want them very much destroyed. So over here, what else do I want? I would like to give him, well, more leadership, I suppose, and for you, more magic. All magic for you all the time. Take your gaze, enjoy your gaze. A new commandment, sure. We want corruption and we want it quickly. For the long term, it's going to help out a lot more. Let's come down over here. What else do we need? Let's see, more public order. I'll take that much. And we also, again, want more corruption. There's bound to be a big rebellion. If there is, I'll summon up a quick army to go fight them. Hopefully in time, I'll be able to have another patrol. Then we won't have to worry about it because I've got another complete province. So maybe we'll be okay. We've got dwarfs here, elves, and even Skaven. You know what? We're going to kill them all. Exterminate, like Exodia. Alright, now we can end our turn again. I think we're mostly okay. We've got a few hungry dwarfs. Actually, kill them too. Kill them all, if you don't mind. Just all of you, just go hunting. No, don't destroy anything. Just go hunting, you know. Just do what you need to. I just want to make sure that everyone's doing what they need to. If they can't do that, then we'll wait and see. They might not be able to move on right now to take them on, and that's okay. Blood is power, huh? Okay. Strict over there. We've got Jean. Now, Jean, you're doing just okay. Lydia, what about you? Let's go to Migdal. Yeah, we'll take on the Greenskins. They're all pretty weak, but there's a dwarf army close by. That's really good. We can go fight them as well. Am I going to take it over? Sure, why not? I've unlocked a new regiment. A new trait, Brave. Very nice. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to take, for now, more public order. Then over here, Jean, I could have you move. If you do, we're bound to have a major rebellion. But if we do, so be it. Let's go anyway. I'll take care of it. I've got the methods. I've got the ways. Now, I think I am strength number 1 because I've got so many complete provinces providing patrols for me. That's really the only reason why. So you'll probably see that whenever I use that mod. Alright, what else do we have over here? What else can we do? More diplomatic. No, here we go. More campaign movement range. I'll take that. But I'm waiting for a full army like that dwarf army. I think that would be a lot of fun to fight. And over here is Whispering Nell. I'm going to give to her. There we go. If we fight any dwarfs, and we might do that, she'll be able to have more melee attack, more armor-piercing damage, and even terror. Quite nice. Oh, hold on. Lydia, you're not done either. I'll give you Master Strike. Over 800 weapon strength. Alright, time to end my turn now.
If you read the lore, even the likes of Vlad von Karstein would lose battles or even be destroyed himself, but he would always come back. They would always come back. However, Jean de Frey's so far has been a constant winner. So now we're fighting a field battle, going after many different humans. Right now my army is approaching in a formation that will allow me to react to any reinforcements and those I need to flank. And because I'm a madman, I'm sending in my necromancer too. He's going out. He's going to bring in some zombies very soon, but There goes Jean de Fraise right now, charging in, ready to match our enemies. There, many have died already. They're not going to be here forever. We have a lookout over here. My archers are going to target what they can. Is it going to be a deadly battle? Absolutely, it's going to be a deadly battle. They've got over here handgunners. Now, I did add in a modification that finally adds in reloading animations. Those are so vital. Those little details make or break any game for me. They're very important to me. There's our necromancer right in the middle. He's like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I just like to play in a dangerous way. From time to time. It's a thrill, you know. But now we've got some zombies right in the middle of their formation. We can zoom out here. Unlike Zhufbar, I can show you a few more tactical changes as I go along. So over here I've got one wing. I've got some range units right behind them. That would be my crossbows. They can take their time to target some enemies. Of course, we've got reinforcements on the way. Even though we're undead, we're often outnumbered, which is pretty interesting. Now, let's go back over here and have a look again. What's going to happen over here? The Grave Guard are back. They're cutting a bloody path right through all of these men. Beyond that, we've got Crypt Horrors who are going to move in to help out. They do well whenever they have friends. Albrecht is going to be okay. We're going to use an invocation to stay very much alive and bring in more zombies. I've used some focus fire to go after their crossbows over here who are now dying. They got only one kill off on my side. And then we've got some flesh-stripped thralls over here, my zombies who are just moving out to go bother some outriders, who can be pretty decent defending. I know in closer to tabletop, they're very, very good. You can flank your foes and just let them unleash. It reminds me much more of their performance back in the old days of Napoleon Total War and Empire Total War, where they would actually be just a little bit more handy than their default forms here in the vanilla game. Now, let's watch things unfold. Of course, I do have mods to modify combat. It's not one of the major overhaul mods, but it is an overhaul for combat stats to slow down combat, which is why combat is more thoughtful, I think. And I like that. It gives you time to consider, to really push in plans. And because it also takes more time to move around, you can't just right-click your way out of a problem. Not every time. It'll take time. So now we've got some riders over here charging into the ranks of my Grave Guard, but it's not going well. We can see that there are explosions being set off from behind. The Crypt Horrors are lifting them around. Hans und Franz are easily beating them. That's the name of every Crypt Horror here, in case you didn't know. We've got Hans and Franz, and they're always here to pump you up. I'm not going to do my usual voice for it. But there is a known voice for those of you who've been on my channel for a long time. So now we've already broken a lot of their units over here. And so we've got a leader to fight. I could just send our leader to go fight them and they would fall apart. But now I'm having to quickly move forward because let's have a look at what's going on right now, okay? Let's have a look. We're now fighting a new wave. I'm having to go after so many different crossbowmen. We've got back over here handgunners and also some mortars too. Those mortars are going to be damaging because I can't quite get to them right now because I'm not really using knights. I should be, but I'm not. Depending on my mood for that week, I'll change up what I'm using for my army formation. Wow. Are they really not all getting up? That just wiped out so many of my skeletal dwarfs. What else do we have? Oh, we've got some stuff over here. Have a look at that. More zombies coming right up. They're being brought from the shallow graves they're in right now. You can see where those mortars can just do some extensive damage. Over here, I've got my Crypt Horrors trying to go after an enemy leader, but of course, that takes way too long because of their low melee attack. They're just not able to break through that armor at all. Back over here, we've got my crossbow still trying to operate a little bit. You can see the battle is continuing to unfold as we proceed at the moment. Okay. Now, what else do we have? Over here, we've got some swordsmen who are fighting my zombies. They're just alive, just as well. We've got some halberdiers too. 46 kills. We've got over here some Crypt Horrors as well. We've got a general. He's all involved too. Let's see. We've got some more crossbows who are getting shot down by my own ranged units. Sometimes I try to get my archers to focus fire when they can. multiple groups at once, because if you do that, you're focusing all of your power on one problem, all of your force on one problem. Then they fall, then they break, then they're no longer able to fight you, and so they go away. If you're ever having any problems with your own campaigns, and you want to ask me how to rectify them, make sure you fully define what your problems are. Like, oh, I'm having problems with money management, I'm getting overwhelmed, tactically I'm having a hard time. I mean, like, my first piece is a very practical one, saying, hey, make sure that you're not playing on, like, legendary or very hard, because they do get abnormal stats. It's true. The AI doesn't get any better. It's just really about how long you want those fights to be. Whereas instead, I would say opt for a good combat rebalance mod, and the pacing will feel much more natural and better. Where there's still that challenge without it being like, oh, why are these peasants somehow overcoming my Grell Knights or some crazy crap like that. And there are ways to kind of like game the game, but I usually like to fight in a more practical way, because I like to imagine that I'm actually formulating my army, where I try to like match the tabletop a little bit more when I'm able to. So over here, we've got some halberds who are holding up. I mean, if you have a look right now, they're all mixed up, so are my units, but we're slowly pushing right through them all. We have too much going on for them. My skeleton dwarfs, they're winning the fight. They're fighting some halberdiers over here, but they're slowly just getting chopped down. It's just too much for them to really deal with at the moment. So that battle's about to be over for them. Over here, my zombies are still holding back these swordsmen, who have taken out a lot of zombies, by the way. Look at that. Over 250 destroyed. I've got my halberds over in the water. My crit horrors are slowly moving in. My skeleton reapers have lost a lot. We've gone after these... Oh my goodness. These blasted halberdiers who've been able to just hold and hold and hold. And Jean de Fraise has actually been busy the whole time, operating like a scalpel, taking out the enemy leaders. Like over here, we've got a shattered enemy general, and it looks like it was too much for them. They all shattered. They fought for a long time, and they shattered, and now the battle is over. We have won again.
We won a pretty major battle. That was great. But now, we need to choose here. Are we going to burn it down? Or are we just going to say, hey, forget about it. We're going to move on and do something else. Of course, if I auto-resolve, I might lose a lot. But then again, do I care that much? No, it's okay. No, I don't want to be down here. I could, but forget about it. I'll burn it down. Trying to rebuild that will probably be a pain for whoever wants to do that. I mean, it could have been a great location to have some type of base, but forget about it, like I said. I want to go back home and focus on what I have currently. Okay, so you're rank 8. That's pretty darn good. What am I going to take? You know what? Take more melee defense, okay? I use them quite a bit. I throw them into some type of mosh pit and I say, hey, forget about it. Have fun. Do your thing. It'll all be okay. Then over here, the Dark Kitchen, I'm going to upgrade that location. Finally to tier 3. Now, I've got some dwarves over here, but we've got to go after them later. That's a major, major hold. So, here's my plan. Here's what I'm thinking. I could keep them at bay, or I could send in that army to come back down here whenever I want to burn things down. Then we go back up north, because again, I want to focus on the Empire. We've come pretty far. We just completed part 4. And we're still in the Empire. We're slowly creeping in. And by the time I'm done down over here, I should be able to move into Wisseland, right over to the west, and later into Reichland. We'll see how far we go from there. Thank you for watching, everyone. Do leave a like down below if you want to see more later. And as always, until then.